and Jyoti Mataji, can you read?
Hare Krishna Mataji, yes, I can read.
Okay, how about you, Subodhini?
Yeah, Mataji, I and Arjun can also read.
You and Arjun will read?
Yeah.
Go separately? Very nice.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam.
Dandat Pranam. Can you read?
Yes, Mataji, yes.
Okay,
My
very
husband is
good.
out today.
Okay. We are on Facebook. All right. So let us get started. Welcome, dear devotees, for reading the Bhagavad-gita. We are reading from chapter number 8. We'll do verse number 18 today. After these brief prayers to the special masters. Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjan Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parjana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Okay, so we have Varshana Mataji. Varshana, will you be able to read today? If you are speaking, you're on mute. Okay.
Yes, Mataji, I can read.
All right. Okay, Yugal, how about you?
Hello, Mataji. Mataji, I can read.
You can read? Okay. So then we will get started. I'm going to start sharing the screen now here. Okay, what is the screen? I didn't bring it up. Okay, let me bring up the verse first. Where are we? Chapter 8. Okay.
Mataji, your health okay today?
Yeah, my health is okay. It's just that when I talk, then, every now and then it'll be upset. But I'm much better. Yeah. Okay. So, can you see chapter number 8?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
Okay. And can you see the reading order?
No, Mataji. It's
You can't see?
good. Yeah.
Now we can see.
Yeah.
Right.
Now we can.
Okay. All right. So, starting with
reading order, Mataji.
Say that again.
I can't see reading order, so if someone tells me, then I will read.
Yeah,
It
I
is
will read.
on the right-hand side, Mataji.
Can you see it?
Oh, Mataji.
It's not working for me, Mataji.
I'm going to read the order. Sukomal Radhe, Sitapa, Little Arjun, Garima, Kiran Khosla, Subodhini, Jyoti, Varshana, and Yugal. All right? And so, Kiran, when you read after that, just call out to Subodhini to read. Okay, without much ado, let's get started. Thank you very much. Text 1, Sukomal Radhe.
Arjuna inquired, O my Lord, O Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is the Self? What are fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me.
Text 2. Who is the Lord of sacrifice and how does he live in the body, O Madhusudana? And how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? Arjuna.
Garima, if you're speaking, you are on mute.
We have to, I have to, the supreme personality of Godhead
Said.
Some said the
Indestructible.
and
Transcendent.
the living entity is called
Brahman.
and his
And
his and
eternal
nature is called
Adhyatma.
the self. Action pertaining to the development
Living in
of
material.
wait, what?
Material.
Material bodies of the living entities is called karma of
Fruitive activities. Go best of the embodied beings. The physical nature which is constantly changing is called Adi Bhuta, the material manifestation. The universal form of the Lord, which includes all the demigods like those of the sun and the moon, is called Adi Deva. And I, the Supreme Lord, is represented as the super soul in the heart of every living, every embodied being. I am called Adi Yagna, the Lord of the
The Lord
of
And-
sacrifice. Thank you, Mataji.
And whoever at the whoever at the end of his life quits his body remembering me alone at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. Hare Kṛṣṇa ji Subodhini.
Text 6. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without fail.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt. Hare Krishna ji.
Hare Krishna. He who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha, is sure to reach me. Hare Krishna. Yugal Mataji.
One should meditate upon the Supreme Person as the one who knows everything, as he who is the oldest, who is the controller, who is the owner, who is the maintainer of everything, who is beyond all material conception, who is inconceivable, and who is always a person. He is luminous like the sun, and he is transcendental beyond his material nature.
Is it me? Hare Krishna. One who at the time of death fixes his life hair between the eyebrows and by the strength of yoga with an undeviating mind engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion will certainly attain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Persons who are learned in the Vedas, who utter Omkara, and who are great sages in the renounced order, enter into Brahman. Desiring such perfection, one practices celibacy. I shall now briefly explain to you this process by which one may attain salvation.
Text 12. The yogic situation is that of detachment from all sensual engagements, closing all the doors of the senses and fixing the mind on the heart and the life air at the top of the head. One establishes himself in yoga.
Arjun must. Garima? I think they're mute or something.
For one who always remembers after being situated in this yoga practice and vibrating the scaled syllable on the supreme combination of letters in one thinks who the supreme personality of Godhead and quits his body. He will certainly reach
The situation. For one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pṛthā, because of his constant engagement in devotional service.
After attaining me, the great souls who are yogis in devotion never return to the temporary world, which is full of miseries because they have attained the highest perfection. Hare Krishna ji.
Hare Krishna. Text 16. From the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all are places of misery, wherein repeated birth and death take place. But one who attains to my abode, O son of Kunti, never takes birth again.
Hare Krishna ji. By human calculation, 1,000 ages taken together form the duration of Brahma's one day, and such also is the duration of his night. Hare Krishna ji.
At the beginning of Brahma's day, all living entities become manifest from the unmanifest state. And thereafter, when the night falls, they are merged into unmanifest again. Hare Krishna, Yogal Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. 20, right?
19.
Okay, 19. Again and again, when Brahman's day arrives, all living entities come into being, and with the arrival of Brahman's night, they are helplessly annihilated.
Text 20. Yet there is another unmanifest nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. It is supreme and is never annihilated. When all this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is.
That which the Vedantists describe as unmanifest and infallible, that which is known as the supreme destination, that place from which, having attained it, one never returns, that is my supreme abode.
Text 22. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is greater than all, is attainable by unalloyed devotion. Although he is present in his abode, he is all-pervading and everything is situated within him.
O best of the Bharatas, I shall now explain to you the different times at which passing away from this world, the yogi does or does not come back.
Those who have known the Supreme Brahman attain that Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fiery God in the light and at an auspicious moment of the day during the fortnight of the waxing moon or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, text 25. The mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back.
Hare Krishna ji. According to Vedic opinion, there are two ways of passing from this world, one in light and one in darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back, but when passes in the darkness, he returns. Hare Krishna ji.
Although the devotees know these two paths, O Arjuna, they are never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion. Yugal Mataji.
A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the result derived from studying the Vedas, performing sacrifice, undergoing austerity, going charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. Simply by performing devotional service, he attains all this, and at the end, he reaches the supreme internal abode.
Hare Krishna. So we'll stop here and take reflections before we go into the verse for today, which is 8.19. Anything that struck your mind?
Hare Krishna Mataji, may I say something? Text 12. The yogic situation is that of detachment from all sensual engagements, closing all the doors of senses and fixing the mind on the heart and live air at the top of the head. One establishes himself in yoga. Mataji, on the top of the head, while chanting the holy name of the Lord, when I chant, I try, not 100%, I try all other senses to be away from me. And though the certain thoughts do come in the mind many a times, but I try to stop them. But it doesn't go up, it comes in the middle of the eyebrows.
While you are chanting, are you focusing on the middle of the eyebrows?
No, Mataji, it is happening since last few days.
What is coming in the middle of the eyebrows?
No, you see, I'm concentrating on the deity of the Lord.
And the deity of the Lord comes in the middle of the eyebrows?
No, Mataji, the deity is in front of me. So
okay.
when I'm fixing on the deity, and you see for a few minutes, you see, it comes in the middle of the eyebrows.
What comes in the middle of the eyebrow? What comes in the middle of the eyebrow? The deity?
The form is there, and my chanting, every syllable, I'm thinking of it. That syllable is there. I'm concentrating on the syllable. At that time, the concentration is in the middle of the eyebrows.
And that's fine.
So, Mataji, it is not on the top of the head.
But chapter 8 is not for you.
Okay.
Chapter 8 is not for you. I've been saying that several times, right? Chapter 8 is for the Dhyan yogis. You're not a Dhyan yogi. You are a Bhakti yogi. This is for the Dhyan yogis who are doing Ashtanga yoga. You're not doing Ashtanga yoga.
No, I'm not doing Ashtanga yoga.
Yeah, so don't worry. Be thankful that he's coming. The form. Somewhere.
Not exactly the form, Mataji, but of course the form is in front of me. But then you see the concentration is here, the syllable, every syllable, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. I remember once, Mataji, I was with you in the yatra and somebody needed my room and you told me to shift with you. And I was with you, and in the morning I was chanting, and you pointed out at that time that I can't hear you, Vaśaḥ. You need to concentrate. You want to say so that much loud that you can hear yourself. So from that very day, I said, thank God I was with Mataji and she told me to do this. And in this month, Kartik month, I said that I must concentrate. And that concentration is coming in the middle of the eyebrows.
Yeah, so when you say concentration coming in the middle eyebrow, then you also say that the deity is front of you. So
Yeah.
your eyes are open and looking at the deity at that time when you're chanting?
Sometimes yes, and sometimes you see when I'm really thinking of the every syllable, then it comes in the middle of my eyebrows.
And at that time, where are your eyes?
Closed.
Right? Because you can't do both the things at the same time.
Yeah.
Can't be looking at the deity and with the middle of the eyebrows at the same time, right? Yeah.
Is that okay, Mataji?
It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. Don't worry that it's not going out of your head. Top of the forehead, right? Or the head. Because that's Ashtanga yoga.
Okay.
There's a difference between focus. Yeah, there's a difference between focus and consciousness.
Okay.
Right? So people at lower consciousness, their consciousness is in the lower chakras or lower parts of the body. And as your consciousness is purified, the consciousness, the chakra, among the 8 chakras, the 8th one is outside of the body. Then the consciousness reaches to that level. So when you're doing devotional service, automatically the consciousness will move upwards towards the chakra without you even having to know that there is something known as chakra in the body, or endeavoring that now I am in this chakra, now I should go to that chakra. You get that as a default. So that is why they say devotional service is so is the best, right? Because you get the benefits of all other things, all other methods of yoga by just doing bhakti yoga.
Okay,
right? And so it's a very common thing for people to close their eyes and they focus, and the focus comes in between of the eyebrows. It's just the focus, right?
Yes,
but a person can close their eyes and focus in between the eyebrows and come up with a murder plan, right? That doesn't mean that their consciousness is between the eyebrows or into the higher chakras, right? No, they're focusing on something wrong and very low and mean at that time, right? So distinguish between consciousness and focus, right? Focus is when you are on to probably and hopefully one thought, right? At that time, your thought is that I have to, you are focusing on the syllables or the letters of the mantra, right? That's all that you see. You don't see anything else. Actually, at that point, because, and this is what this verse is saying, that you close the doors of the other senses.
Yes.
And that is why when you want to focus, what you're doing, you stop seeing the deity, you close your eyes, right? Because the senses are gathering information and that's a disturbance. So to cut off the disturbance, that's what people do. They'll shut off the ears and eyes like that, right? To focus. So there's a difference between focus and consciousness.
Consciousness. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To focus there, that's fine. Yeah. So anytime you have to focus on something, we do this, right? Look at my eyebrows. You do that. It's a common thing. Yeah. Any other thoughts? Any other comments before we go to 19? Anybody else wants to share any reflections? Okay, so let me start sharing my screen. Thank you, Vaśaḥ, for sharing your comments. Okay, so today's verse number 19. I want you to look at 18 and 19 as well, and spend a little time reading these two verses and tell me which is the word that is repeated the most in the combination of the two. If you combine the words from both the verses, which word is repeated the most?
Annihilated.
Living entities.
Living entities. Give me the number also. How many times?
Living entities is 2. Annihilated is...
Mataji, rātry-āgame.
Well, where is rātri-āgame? If we are looking at the English.
Manifest and unmanifest state?
Count and tell me, don't guess.
You mean that's repeated in both texts?
If I were to take all the words, right, all the words from this and put them in one paragraph, and then I ask you the question, which word is repeated the most in that new paragraph? What is that word?
I think manifest.
Living entities.
Living entity. Tell me the number. How many
2.
times? 2. Okay. Is there anything that is appearing more than 2 times?
No, unmanifest.
Unmanifest.
Manifest.
Unmanifest appears how many times?
2 times.
2 times.
2 times.
Okay. Anybody coming more than 2 times?
Again
Any
and
other?
again.
How many
2
times is
times.
that?
Night.
2.
2? Is that 2?
Brahma.
Again and again, how many times is that coming?
2.
It's just again, the word again is twice, that's all.
The word again is coming twice in the combined paragraph.
And day is coming also twice.
No, again.
Oh no, again is 3 times. 3
3
times.
times. Yeah, read scrutinizingly, class. Read every word carefully.
Again and again and again, 3 times.
Right, 3 times it's coming, right? So, and that is the emphasis there of these 2 verses, the againness. Something's happening again. And what is it that is happening again? What is it that is repeating?
The manifest and unmanifest, where they live and then they are merged into the unmanifest.
Okay.
The cycle keeps repeating.
Right. You're living and dying, right? That is what is happening over and over again. Okay, so now, that is the key thing to hold on to. And so now 8.19, bhūta-grāmaḥ sa evāyaṁ bhūtvā pralīyate rātry-āgame vaśaḥ pārtha prabhavati ahar-āgame. Bhūta-grāmaḥ sa evāyaṁ bhūtvā pralīyate rātry-āgame vaśaḥ pārtha prabhavati ahar-āgame. Bhūta-grāmaḥ sa evāyaṁ bhūtvā pralīyate rātry-āgame vaśaḥ pārtha prabhavati ahar-āgame. Bhūta-grāmaḥ. Grāmaḥ means all of them. The aggregate of all the living entities, aggregate all the bhutas, right? The living entities. Saha, these, eva, certainly, ayam, this, bhūtvā, repeatedly, again and again. Again and again, what happens? Bhūtvā, taking birth. Birth. Pralīyate is annihilated. Rātri, in the night. Āgame, on the arrival. Avaśaḥ, automatically. Pārtha, O son of Pṛthā. Prabhavati is manifest. Ahaḥ, of the daytime. Āgame, on the arrival. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Again and again, when Brahma's day arrives, all living entities come into being, and with the arrival of Brahma's night, they are helplessly annihilated. And see, avaśaḥ here is better translated in the mood here in the translation, helplessly. You cannot do anything about it. No, there's nothing in your vaśaḥ, in your control. You're helplessly annihilated. Purport: the less intelligent who try to remain in within this material world may be elevated to higher planets, and then again must come down to this planet Earth. During the daytime of Brahma, they can exhibit their activities on higher and lower planets within this material world. But at the coming of Brahma's night, they are all annihilated. In the day, they receive various bodies for material activities, and at night, they no longer have bodies, but remain compact in the body of Viṣṇu. And this day and night are Brahma's day and night. Then again, they are manifest at the arrival of Brahma's day. Bhūtvā pralīyate. During the day, they become manifest, and in the night, they are pralīyate, annihilated again. Ultimately, when Brahma's life is finished, they are all annihilated and remain unmanifest for millions and millions of years. And when Brahma is born again in another millennium, they are again manifest. In this way, they are captivated by the spell of material world. But those intelligent persons who take to Krishna consciousness use the human life fully in the devotional service of the Lord, chanting Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rāma, Hare Rāma, Rāma Rāma, Hare Hare. Thus they transfer themselves even in this life to the spiritual planets of Krishna and become eternally blissful there, not being subject to such rebirths. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so you have different Brahmas in different ages, right? So when this one Brahma's life is finished and another Brahma is coming, you mean there's a gap of millions of years in between? It doesn't happen immediately?
So let me share. This is a document that we had worked on earlier, and that will explain a little bit of what is being talked about. Let me share my screen here. Okay. Can you see this spreadsheet? Even I can't see it. Okay. Can you see this spreadsheet? Can somebody confirm?
Yeah, now you can
Yes.
see it. Yeah.
Okay, I think there's some sort of a delay there. Okay. So, Sahasraryug Paryantam ahar yad brahmano vadu ratrim yug sahasrantam teme, right? Teme ratra vidojanaha. So, he's saying Sahasra Yug. Okay, so first we have to understand what is Yug, because when we were doing that verse 8.16, I think we had talked about the concept of a Divya Yug and not just Yug as we talk about, right? So we had started with saying that Kali Yuga lasts for 332,000 years, right? How many zeros are there in this?
430.
3, right? Okay. Then Dwapar is twice of Kali Yuga, so that becomes 864. Treta becomes thrice of Kali Yuga, so everything is compared here in terms of Kali Yuga. Thrice of Kali Yuga, so it becomes 129,600. Then Satya Yuga is again 4 times of Kali Yuga, so it becomes 172,800 there. Okay, so this combination of 4 yugas combined together, when you add them, the total comes to be 432 with 4 zeros, right? This is what it is, Divya Yuga. So in the word yuga doesn't necessarily mean a particular unit of time. It can mean anything. Like, when is in this yuga, if I say, then we know, okay, I'm talking about Kali Yuga. The duration is different, right? If I was living in the Satyuga and I was saying, oh, in this yuga, that would mean something very different than time duration, right? So, but the Divya Yuga is much more well-defined definition of time, because this is in comparison to the Earth year, it is 432 with 4 zeros.
It's probably Viṣṇu, but
Right?
it's asking
So-
for what?
So here I'm saying is that I'm just putting this on here for the ease of doing the mathematics here. So I'm putting the Divya Yuga here. I've just removed the zeros from here to make the math easier. When I remove the zeros, all the zeros, I'm saying 432 and 4 zeros in front of it. Okay. And then so he says that Sahasra Yuga Paryantam. So 1,000 of such Diva Yugas will make a day. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam ahar means day. So 1,000 of such Diva Yugas is going to make 1 daytime of Brahma. So it will be 432 multiplied by 1,000. So that will mean putting 3 zeros in front of it. And if you notice, there were 4 zeros already in front of it. So you add 3 more zeros. So that becomes 432 with 7 more zeros in front of it. And then Sahasrat Paryantam Ahadhyat Bhamanu Ratrim Yug Sahasrantam. And his night is also 1,000 of such yugas. Okay, right? So then 432 plus and 7 zeros in front of it makes the day. Similarly, the night is also the same duration. Okay. So if I add these two together, I will know the duration of Brahma's 1 day. So if you look at here at the bottom, it says 864, which is the sum of these two. So that's what is coming here, 864. And the zeros were there, 7 zeros. So 7 zeros will come here. Okay. Now a month has got 30 days. So you multiply that by 30, you get this. A year has got 12 months. So you multiply that by 12. So you get this. And Brahma lives for 100 such years. So you multiply that again by 100. So you get, more zeros here. Okay. So, and of course, not to forget the 7 zeros here. Right. So when we try to write it down in, taking care of the zeros also that we were avoiding all these time, this becomes such a big number, right? These 7 zeros when they get added till here. So I take all this up 4,000. So this is 4 and then 1,000. And then I add the 7 zeros. So that gets added to this big number. And this is Brahma's life. Okay. So during the lifetime of Brahma, now what happens is what was described in the other verses. Right? But before we go there, I just wanted to also mention that how do we read this number? This is a mind-boggling figure. So 1 million, you just understand that 1 million is 6 zeros. 1 with 6 zeros is 1 million, or 10 lakh, right? Then billion will be 1,000 times of the previous one. So 1 billion is 1,000 million. And so that you had first added 1 with 6 zeros. So when you make it 1,000, so it will become 1 with 9 zeros in front of it. And trillion is 1,000 billions becomes a trillion. And so there were 9 zeros in this one. So there'll be 3 more zeros here. So that becomes 12 zeros. Right? Now, if I go back at this number here and start counting how many zeros are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now something is coming up. Okay, but let's see. 11 and 12. So this is 311 and 12 zeros in front of it. Right? So 1 trillion is 1 with 12 zeros in front of it. So this 311 will be 311 trillion. Okay. And billion is what? Billion is with 9 zeros in front of it. So you take 9 zeros from here, then you are left with 40. So that's why it reads it at 311 trillion and 40 billion earth years is the life of Brahma. Okay. Now, so Brahma lives for 1,100 such years, and then Brahma dies. This whole universe will be annihilated. Okay. But during the lifetime of Brahma, there is some annihilation that also goes on. So during the day of the Brahma, all these, we are born, we die. Bhūtvā, bhūtvā, pralīyate. We'll die, we'll live, we'll die, we'll live. Go to upper planets, live there, come down. Like that, we will be living and dying, living, dying, taking new bodies, different types of bodies. Right? Throughout the day of Brahma, that is what is going to happen. Now, when Brahma's night falls, Brahma goes to sleep, and at that time, the top 3 planetary systems remain, but everything below that is annihilated. And all these souls that are there that have lost their body now, those souls go and rest in the body of the Garbhodakshay Viṣṇu, who's at the bottom of the universe. Okay, so and throughout the night we are sleeping, and then when Brahma's day comes in the morning, then we are created again, and then for that much amount of time, which we know how much is a day, 432 with 7 zeros. For such a long lifetime, we will again be dying, taking birth, dying, and taking birth, like that. Okay? So Aruni, does that answer your question?
Yeah, I guess it's such a huge number. My question was actually, what is the time gap between this end of this 311 trillion and 40 billion Earth years, which is inconceivable to me. I can't even conceptualize that. And then the birth of the coming into being of the next Brahma, because the Brahma changes each time, right? So what is the gap in between? I mean, in the light of this 311 trillion, that seems like a very insignificant question. But since we're on the topic, what is the gap between that, the annihilation of the entire universe after this trillion years?
Right. And here, this is the Viṣṇu, Mahavishnu living in the causal ocean, and he's breathing, right? So when he breathes out, all these universes come out of the various pores of his body, and the universes are created. Okay, so as he's breathing out, they will be created, they will be sustained, they will live, they will go to a particular distance. That's why they say, right, the galaxy, everything is moving in a particular direction. The astronomers will also tell us that. So these are being pushed out of Mahavishnu's body, and then that is exhale. Now when he inhales back in, then they stay back in over here, and then they stay here. Now in the Bhagavatam, I have not seen or heard or read about for how long do we stay here, but it is a very long time. It is much, much longer than this calculation that we are doing here.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's really long time. And it's interesting. It's very interesting, and I'll talk a little bit about that. Yeah, in today's verse as well. But I wanted I wanted the class to be to revive our memory on how long Brahma's day is and how long Brahma's night is, right? And we just live
311.
Yeah, I remember we went through this in the pandemic, during the pandemic.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we went through this recently also in one of the class when we were doing 3.16, 8.16. We went to that, but in a different manner. Yeah. Was there another question there?
No, you said no, that how many means it is possible that 311 trillion and 40 billion Earth years also we can be, you see, in the Viṣṇu, because Mataji, he may have died just now, and I have just gone. I just died, and I'm gone, and the annihilation has taken place.
Yes.
So then the next, you see,
Yes.
so I can stay in Krishna so many years.
Yes. 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 And it's a very interesting observation that you made, and which is right. The good news, however, is that Brahma has just completed 50 years of his life. So there's 50 more before we got sucked into Mahavishnu. Okay. But the interesting thing now, I want you to look back. Do you all go to sleep?
Yes.
Anybody who doesn't sleep?
Sometimes I don't. I can't.
Me too. Me too.
Me too.
But then you ultimately go to sleep.
Not a very restful sleep.
Yeah.
But you sleep, right? It's a bad quality sleep, but you go to sleep, right? Restful is you are waking up and then again going to sleep. For some time you wake up and again go to sleep, right? Now, I want you to observe, or not observe, actually think about, because I don't want you to sleep here in the class. So I want you to just think. When you sleep, when you go to sleep, have you got any idea of your body? 11 o'clock, you climb into the bed, right? 4 o'clock, alarm rings, and you wake up. But between 11 and 4, are you aware that I am such and such a person, I am this body, I am sleeping, right?
No, we are not aware.
You are not aware, right? So sleep is a very interesting thing. A good sound sleep will mean that, and it's very important. Sleep is very important because when we are sleeping, at that time the body will be rejuvenating itself, right? So disturbed sleep is not a good sleep, because your body is just recovering, and then you wake up again, it breaks again, and then you go to sleep like that, right? So it needs some sense. So it's very important that to observe and to know that when you go to sleep, you're not even aware of how long you have slept.
Right.
Because you have no idea. You just wake up and say, oh, 4 baj gaye. Alarm baj gaya. So like we might not have consciously thought about this thing. Not consciously thought about, but when we are sleeping, I have no idea at all about who I am. So when, for example, the president of a country or king of a country goes to sleep, he doesn't know that he's the king. And similarly, when, say, give me some very lowly creature, name of a lowly creature compared to the king. Some low creature. Ant?
Ant can also
Ant,
be
right,
there.
yeah. So, and when an ant goes to sleep, I don't know if ants sleep or not. I'm sure they sleep. So when an ant goes to sleep, at that time, the ant also doesn't remember or doesn't know that it is an ant. Right? And then, so when you get up in the morning, do you forget who you are?
No.
No.
We know who we are.
You remember again, right? You remember what you're doing. So during the sleep, you just don't know your body, you're not aware of your body. But when you wake up, you are aware of the body. So immediately you say, oh, I'm Sukumal Radhe Mataji. Okay, I have to go. There's vegetable chopping to be done in the temple. Festival is coming up. I must rush and I must call her. Like that, right? Similarly, the ant will also say, okay, now where is the sugar? Where is the sugar? Let me go find it. Right? So, so this
when
is a
we are
fact.
in the Krishna, 311 trillion, 40 million years within him. So when we get up, we remember, yes, we are so and so.
Yeah, yeah. So, in our Vedic literature and in others as well, but not to that level of compactness, some of the logics and some of the truths of life are mentioned in what we call as sutras or nyayas, aphorisms, maxims, right? For example, in other languages, and sometimes, there's these aphorisms can be, they will be very catchy and fun as well. For example, there is this fact of life that you cannot put your foot in the same river 2 times.
Yes.
Think about this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You can't do that. So it's a fact of life, and they say that you cannot do that. Right? Now, our Shastra is full of sutras where they will say, in a very few words they will convey. Like I conveyed the fact in many words in English where I said you cannot step into the same river twice, like that, right? Our sutras are much more compact. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Right? So, talking about aphorisms and going again into the other languages, if I say, Angur khatte hain, grapes are sour, what do you understand from that? That I went to Costco, bought a box of grapes, and they are sour? Do you understand that when I say Angur khatte? Or you understand something else?
Something else.
Something else.
What is that something else?
Something that you could not achieve or could not get. So
something you wanted to achieve and you could not get, and
so you're expressing your so you are expressing it in this way, that it was not meant for you.
Not that it was not meant for you, that it is useless.
Yeah.
So there's a story of
useless.
They're useless, right? Because we are because there's the story of the fox, right? The fox was hungry and wanted to eat something, and there was a bunch of grapes hanging from the vine, and it kept on jumping to get to that grapes, but the vine was too high, and it could do that. So after 5, 6, 7, 8 attempts, it was tired, and then fell to the ground, and it said, the grapes are sour. Like, yeah, well, you didn't get it just because you didn't get that. Now you say the grapes are sour. So this whole story is there, the background. You have heard of this story when you are young kids, and you know the whole background. So now, for any situation, when I say, okay, you know that there was a match being made, and you know the girl parents wanted her girl to be married to that boy, and then it didn't work out, and then they will just say, yeah, all was fine, but the boy has got, he wears glasses, something like that, right? So, and that situation, when you're listening to that conversation, I might just say, Angur khatte hain. Just because you didn't get that person, now you're criticizing.
Yeah.
Right? So this is aphorism. Angur khatte hain. You see that, right?
But now, after reading Bhagavad-gita and the Shastras, Madhuri, you realize and you feel it's not meant for me. You see, the thought process has changed. Not that thing is not for me, but now I am not capable to get that.
Yes, I'm not capable to get that. Excellent. The thought process also changes, right? And then also we keep jumping after everything which is shining in this material world. And once you get into the spiritual world, you are not saying कि अंगूर खट्टे हैं. You're not going after that shiny thing, not because you could not achieve it, but because you don't want to achieve it. Because you know it's not going to give you everlasting happiness.
Everlasting happiness.
Right? So similarly, you know, so there are these aphorisms, sutras and nyayas. Nyayas will be like rules, right? For example, there is a ardh-kukuti nyaya. Ardh-kukuti nyaya is that there's a man who had a hen that laid golden eggs.
Golden eggs.
Right? So the man used to feed the hen, right? So the hen eats from the front part of her body, but she would give the egg from the back part of the body. So the man used to get a golden egg every day, but he gets greedy. That's what happens, right? When you have gold. So more and more and more. And then he had to invest money in feeding that hen. And he was like, oh my goodness, I have to feed the whole hen. Why should I feed the whole hen? If it's only from the back part of the body that I get the golden eggs. I should not bother about taking care of the front part. So he said, let me cut the hen into 2 parts. I'll just keep the back part. Right? So, and then of course, that's ardh kukuti. Kukuti means hen. Ardh means half. So that is the rule or the logic that you cannot do that. Even if one half of the body is being useful for you, cannot neglect the other half or destroy the other half, because otherwise the first half will also go away. Right? So this is ardh kukuti nyaya, right? So in that context, there's also a nyaya which is known as suptosthita. Suptosthis means one. Supt means sleeping. And utthis means jagya. One who has woken up, right? So there is a rule for one who has woken up from sleep. So what happens when you wake up from sleep is that you remember. During the sleep, you were not even aware of your body. Not even aware. Where is your dress going? Where your hair is going? Not aware of that at all. Just sleeping. But when you wake up, you are suddenly aware. You suddenly remember the rules, the laws, the stressful events, happy events. Oh, today is my birthday. You wake up and you're happy, right? Oh no, school is opening again after the vacation. You remember that when you wake up, right? So, in the context of Bhūtvā pralīyate, and Aruni's comment that it is such a long, mind-boggling time period that Brahma's night itself is so long. So during the night, I go into the body close by of Garbhodakṣai Viṣṇu, who's in my same universe. He's lying in my universe, in the bottom of the universe. He's there. I go into his body, into his womb, and I sleep. How long do I sleep? As long as Brahma is sleeping. Do you remember? Are you feeling very refreshed from that long sleep? Anyone? Anyone? We forgot that we slept for such a long time.
Wait,
But
Mataji, I
then,
just have a question. So you mean to say that after every day during Brahma's night, you go back into Viṣṇu, and then
Garbhodakṣai,
after the end of Brahma's life, also you go back into Viṣṇu?
the other
No.
Viṣṇu, Mahavishnu.
Oh, okay.
So end of Brahma's day, you remain in your same universe, but you have gone to the bottom of the universe where the Garbhodak is there, ocean, right? And in that ocean, there's a Viṣṇu lying, right? From whose navel the lotus stem comes out.
Mm.
You go into the womb of that Viṣṇu. And at the end of Brahma's life, what happens is all the universes are sucked inside. So Brahma, together with his universe, will be sucked inside the body of the Viṣṇu, right? And we all will be there. And that Viṣṇu is living in the causal ocean, Karanodakṣai Viṣṇu, Mahavishnu, or Narayana. That's where we go and sleep.
Wow, it is mind-boggling.
It is mind-boggling, right? So also mind-boggling is how much we sleep. Half of Brahma's life we are sleeping. Then during Brahma's day also, we sleep at least 33% of our life we are sleeping, right? 8 hours a day if we sleep, just roughly. And so 25 to 30% of our life every life we sleep. Unless of course we are a sloth or something like that, then we sleep even more. So then the nyaya that I was telling you, which was the suptosthit nyaya. So what it's saying is that one who has suddenly awakened from sleep, when you suddenly awaken from sleep, you still have your remembrance. And you will start from that same level, that same consciousness, because you go to the body of Garbhodakṣai Viṣṇu with your subtle body.
Subtle body, with your mind, a false ego, and
yeah. So which has recordings of everything. So you get up and then you'll say, oh, I don't like ladyfinger. I don't like.
But when you're in the body of Viṣṇu, when you go during Brahma's night, even though you go in with your subtle body, aren't you don't you also get influenced by Viṣṇu's vibrations? I mean,
we should be influenced by Viṣṇu's vibrations all the time because Viṣṇu is living in our heart, right? How much do we get influenced? And that is where the false ego comes in. Our desires come in, right? Viṣṇu is everywhere. He's in every atom. So practically, we should be completely transcendental, completely good. But our mind, which is our biggest enemy, makes us think otherwise, right? So, so when you are there, you're sleeping. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention, that then you suddenly remember. Now, who's going to tell me a verse about remembrance from Bhagavad-gita? Where does remembrance?
was that in chapter 2?
Chapter 2? Okay, give me the verse. Or give me the concept, what you were trying to
May I, Mother?
That remembrance and forgetfulness come from me, right?
Yes, that's the one. Yes.
Remembrance.
But you also saying the same thing, Varshana?
Yes, Mother. That,
Okay. Okay. And what's the Sanskrit for that? Sarvasya?
Sarvasya chaham iti sannivishto jnanam apohanam cha vedishya sarver ahameva vedyo vedanta veda vid eva chaham.
So, Sarvasya chaham hidi sannivishto. I am living in everybody's heart. Matta smriti. Right? So, smriti comes from me. So, Krishna will give you that smriti. And you will remember how to do it. You will know how to do it. And you'll go about your business again. So can you imagine that the more that we hold on in our subtle body, in our mind, by way of negative thoughts, jealousy about somebody, and so on and so forth, they will remain with us throughout Brahma's life, that long time period you saw. And then when we wake up, they will start again. Okay? So this was the practicality of the practical thing, right? This is happening in the material world. Brahma is going to sleep and we are going to be sucked into Viṣṇu's body. And then we will be thrown out and we'll go through this cycle, bhūtvā, bhūtvā, again and again, again and again, again and again, right? And that's what I pointed out in the beginning, that look at those two verses, the word again is repeated the most. Because the emphasis Krishna is trying to give to Arjuna is that you're just in a Ferris wheel. You go there, sometimes you go into Garbhodaksha Viṣṇu's body, and then sometimes you come out, and then you're in various planetary systems. Then you go back again. After 100 such years, then you go into Mahavishnu's body, and then he exhales, you come out again. So in comparison to all that, you can imagine how small our lifespan is. 100 years that we live is a very small lifetime that we have. Okay. So that is, but the key point that I want to mention over here in relationship to sleeping, in relationship to sleeping is that there are stages of sleep. So the first level of sleep is, there is Jagrati, where you're not sleeping, right? The Jagrati is when, your senses are very much engaged with the external world. So you're looking at, okay, this is a computer, okay, this is a lady, this is a dog, this is food, like that. You're looking at everything. And then you close your eyes, so some of the things are cut off, but your mind is still operating. And you go to sleep and your mind is still operating. So that is, the swapna sthiti that you have, where you are dreaming. So in dreaming, you see things. With your eyes closed, you see things. Right? Why? Because your mind is creating all those images for you. That's why people who are dead also seem to be alive in our dreams, because the mind is making those pictures for you. Then deep sleep, susupti. Deep sleep is that, your mind is also not engaging in anything at all. Anything at all. And they say that we should try to achieve that deep sleep, because at that deep sleep, you have rejuvenation of your body. And then the fourth stage is, Turiya or Samadhi stage, where you are completely cut off with everything and your focus, the soul is just connected to Krishna. So that is, deep sleep. So when you go to a deep sleep, you come back very nicely rejuvenated. You feel very fresh because you were in contact with Viṣṇu. We forget about all that when we come out of a deep sleep. Okay, so to answer not answer or comment on your comment, Aruni, that when we come close to Viṣṇu, are we not influenced? Yes, we are. We are influenced by that, but not to the extent that things will automatically get wiped out from our things, right? That will is still there with the soul to enjoy separately from Krishna. So we will suffer in this material world by running after everything, right? And this is why the material world has been created for us. And let me bring up one very interesting thing about sleeping. And when I bring it up, you'll all laugh and say, yeah, I knew about this. So let's start sharing the screen again. So how many of you know this song? Right? Kota Nidra Jao Maya Pisha Chira Kole. So let's look at the translation for that. That Lord Gauranga is calling, wake up, sleeping souls, wake up, sleeping souls. How long will you sleep in the lap of the witch called Maya? Pisha Chira Kole, right? You have forgotten the way of devotional service and are lost to the world of birth and death. I have descended just to save you. Other than myself, you have no friend in this world. I have brought the medicine that will wipe out the disease of illusion from which you are suffering. Take this Mahamantra, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Hare Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa Kṛṣṇa, Hare Hare, Hare Rāma, Hare Rāma, Rāma Rāma, Hare Hare. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I fall at the Lord's lotus feet having taken this Mahamantra. So we talk about Brahma's day, Brahma going to sleep, we dying, we going to sleep in this womb or that womb, mother's womb, Garbhodakshay Viṣṇu's womb, Kshirodakshay Viṣṇu's womb, here, every there, and then the Paramatma is following us everywhere like that. But the real sleep in which we are is the sleep that is induced by Maya on us, right? And we are completely sleeping, oblivious of the fact even that just as in sleep you forget who you are, so in this material world we forget that I am the soul. When we are dreaming of something, if I do this I will be happy, oh now if I do this I'll be happy, like that. But when a person is sleeping, how do you wake them up? Through a sound, right? Alarm, somebody saying, hey, get up, right? Lazy bone. And to get up from the sleep that you're having because of under the influence of the Maya, the alarm bell that will sound to get you out of that slumber is the sound of the Hare Kṛṣṇa Mahamantra. So to get out of this cycle of Bhūtvā pralīyate and be dependent on either Brahma living, dying, sleeping, his day, his night, whatever, right? Or going to Garbhodakshay Viṣṇu, going to Mahavishnu to be thrown out and expelled again from their bodies, like instead of doing all that, let's focus on the Hare Kṛṣṇa Mahamantra so that we get out of this universe and go to Golok Vrindavan, which is our ultimate goal and ultimate aim. Okay? So I'll stop here now. We are over time.
The Maya sleep is such that when we with the open eyes we are sleeping.
True.
Mataji, I need to go. Thank you for your class. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you for joining.
Class. Thank you.
Should we call it a day? What do you say? One more thing, and this is for those who attend the class on Sunday morning. The USA follows, especially for those from India, USA follows daylight saving, and the clocks are going to be turned back. So when it is 6 o'clock a.m. in USA, Pacific time, my time, 6 o'clock a.m. my time. In India, it's going to be
7:30.
7:30 p.m. Yeah, right? Nowadays, it is 6 a.m. my time is 6:30 your time. But from Sunday, it'll be 7:30 p.m. Okay? So the class will, similarly, for this class, which is on Friday, which is at 6 p.m. my time, which is 6:30 a.m. in India.
It'll become 7:30.
7:30 a.m. for you. Okay? Yes.
That
So
will be from this Sunday.
this Sunday, yeah. So basically, yeah, we sleep more.
Mm.
An hour
Yeah, we
more.
fall back.
Yeah, we fall back on that, right? So that's one thing. I'd also shared my my agenda for this
Yeah.
weekend. And so I'm also going, in addition to my regular things that I do, I'm also going to a home program in Fremont, where we'll continue to read from the 4 questions asked books in one devotee's home. I have given the time as 11 a.m., but before I go there are some kirtans, people are singing and all that. So normally it gets delayed, doesn't start sharp at 11, right? And so just be patient. If you're planning to join on Zoom, and just there, I might not admit you at the time, but when I'm ready to speak, I will, remove those controls. And
So
then
for me, it will be 2 o'clock.
for you, it'll be 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah. For those in India, it's unearthly hour of 12:30 midnight. So you can watch the Facebook recording or YouTube recording there, right? Okay. Any last questions, reflections before we call it a day? 7:08.
Mataji, can I call you after this for just 2 minutes?
Okay, 2.
Yeah.
Not Brahma's minute. Yeah. Let's see. Am I sharing my screen? Not sharing. Okay.
No.
I will I will quickly do the math here. Where is this? Yeah. Right. So a day of Brahma is 864, right? 864 and 7 zeros. So we'll forget the 7 zeros. So in 864 of my with 7 zeros of my days, right? A day has got 24 hours, right? And has got 60 minutes. Each hour has got 60 minutes. So this is Brahma's life is one day of Brahma is equal to so many minutes of my life. This, and then don't forget the 7 zeros.
7 zeros.
So no Brahmas, no Brahmas thing. Okay.
More complicated now.
Okay. All right. So on that happy note, mathematical, we will call it a day on this one. Thank you so much for those of you joining us on Facebook.
Thank you so much,
And,
Shraddha Mataji, as always.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. We'll
Mm.
meet